All right, welcome in. Saturday afternoon, we have our 49ers roster update and a mild surprise today with this roster update. The 49ers have activated rookie Darrell Luter Jr. from the physically unable to perform list. Luter was their fifth round pick out of South Alabama. He's a cornerback who they think gives them flexibility between the outside and the inside. They love how physically he played in college. He had a bone bruise in his knee that was suffered at the end of OTAs. So the 49ers started him on PUP. He didn't participate in training camp. He's 2 weeks into his return to practice window. The deadline to activate Luter from PUP would have been by Wednesday or Thursday because it's a shortened third week with the game against Seattle. But the 49ers have a reinforcement in the secondary. So Luter is up. The 49ers have also elevated center Corey Luciano, another rookie. We're going to talk about him in a little bit from the practice squad, just temporarily for this game. So Darrell Luter is going to take the 53rd roster spot. So we can officially move Luter off of PUP. That means that we delete his name here. We can delete the formatting there, and we can move Darrell Luter. Should we move him into a backup nickelback spot? Sure, why not? I think that right now, especially with the way that the 49ers have done things, well, we could put Diamondor Lenore in the nickel. We could put Ambry Thomas in the top cornerback spot. That means that Isaiah Oliver will be the backup nickel, actually. I've shuffled things around, and we could put Darrell Luter actually at outside cornerback. Darrell Luter Jr. Boom. He takes up the 53rd roster spot for the 49ers. They have taken a player off of PUP. We can erase him from this list over here. And that's how it looks for the 49ers. So what can Luter give the 49ers? Well, he can give them added flexibility at that defensive back position. Now, I wouldn't expect too much right away because he is a rookie. So there is going to be that learning period, obviously. But obviously, he impressed the 49ers enough over the course of the past 2 weeks of practice to get the nod ahead of Samuel Womack III, who's a second-year player who might have a similar skill set as Darrell Luter Jr., somebody that could play both inside and out. That doesn't mean that Womack won't get activated. The 49ers can still do that this next week. Robert Beal Jr. also can still get activated this next week, although I think that Robert Beal Jr. was the least likely to be activated given how loaded the 49ers are along the defensive line. So here you have it. Womack, potential. Maybe he takes Shamar John Charles' spot, but they didn't feel that that was necessary to do yet this weekend. 49ers have also elevated center Corey Luciano. So for temporary elevations, I run a green shade on the depth chart. So there you go. Luciano is going to be part of the 48-man game day roster. And you can have up to 2 elevations from the practice squad per week. 49ers only using one of them. They're still going to be able to have their 48 actives, even with one elevation. So Luciano, he's out of Danville, East Bay, Monte Vista High School. Center who's impressed the 49ers. Last week, Corey Luciano won one of the 49ers Scout Team Player of the Week awards. They wear a special camo jersey at the last practice of the week, and it's because he did a good job emulating Luke Fortner, Jacksonville's center. Jacksonville center Luke Fortner had really struggled in pass protection this year, so the 49ers wanted to zero in on that position, make sure that they could capitalize on those struggles, and they were happy with the job that Corey Luciano did for the scout team. So Bay Area native, the other day, he was, I think it was 2 weeks ago, it was his job to get sandwiches for the rest of the offensive line. That's what they do to the rookie on Fridays before the team travels. It is rookie duty to make sure that sandwiches are delivered to all of the rest of the offensive linemen, veterans, rookies alike. But Corey Luciano was on sandwich duty, and I think he did a good job. And I don't think that's what earned him this elevation from the practice squad, but with still a good locker room guy, right? So we'll see if Luciano plays. I think more than anything, Luciano is an emergency offensive lineman for this game. What the 49ers did with Nick Zakelj, he's going on injured reserve this year. Nick Zakelj is done for the year with a torn biceps muscle. The 49ers said, we're going to run an audition between Jesse Davis, Corey Luciano, Ilm Manning, and Henry Bird, who are all in the practice squad for that 53rd roster spot. They ended up saying, no, we're not going to give either of those 4 guys the 53rd roster spot. We'll use it on Darrell Luter Jr., And we'll just temporarily activate Corey Luciano so we have enough depth for this football game. Moving forward, well, we'll see if any injuries happen this weekend. It's obviously a crowded 49ers roster situation. We know that they still have two players whose windows to activate from injury lists close this week, and Robert Beal Jr. and Samuel Womack, with Samuel Womack III being the more likely activation. It's too early it's just not time to speculate on what's going to happen this week because we don't know who's going to get hurt, what's going to happen. It's a game of attrition, so we have to see how the 49ers come out of this game against Tampa Bay before we figure anything else out. From a general health perspective, the 49ers are in very, very good position. Aaron Banks is the one starter who's going to miss this game. There's a chance that he returns Thursday against Seattle. Tomorrow is going to be a big test for the 49ers interior line. John Feliciano filling in for Banks at left guard. Jake Brendel and Spencer Burford coming off of their best game of the season against Jacksonville. Now they have to face a tougher interior defensive line of Tampa Bay, featuring big Vita Vea out of the East Bay. Vita Vea was hurt in the first drive last year. Antoine Winfield Jr., the safety for the Buccaneers, didn't even play against the 49ers last year. Those were big reasons why the 49ers were able to jump all over Tampa Bay 28-0 at halftime. Vita Vea is a hell of a player. This is going to be one big stiff test for the 49ers interior line against Vea, and then a big test for Brock Purdy commanding the middle of the field against Antoine Winfield Jr. So Luciano up, Darrell Luter up, and I know most people probably want to hear about Luter, the rookie out of South Alabama, inside-out versatility. I think, and I reflected this on my depth chart, I think that the 49ers are looking at Luter more in terms of an outside cornerback spot than an inside one, but flexibility is all that you want right now, right? And it's going to be tough to get a rookie to be adaptable enough to play two positions. Deommodore Lenoir is doing that right now, and it's really challenging. But we've figured that the 49ers have been a DB or two short from being fully comfortable, and we have circled Luter's potential return from the bone bruise in his knee as a chance for reinforcements. And the 49ers do have a reinforcement now in Darrell Luter Jr., potentially another one in Samuel Womack, but he remains on injured reserve for another week. So 49ers favored by 11 tomorrow against Tampa Bay. They're locked, loaded, ready to go. This is the shortest I've ever seen the 49ers injury report. So the medical staff, the strength and conditioning staff, they deserve all the credit in the world after they took such a lashing in recent years. I think that so much of this is obviously chance, right? But if they got all the negative press when the 49ers had bad luck, well, maybe they should get some positive press when the 49ers have better luck. That is the news today. Darrell Luter Jr. up from PUP. Corey Luciano temporarily elevated from the practice squad. A couple rookies. Look out for them tomorrow. Luter takes the 53rd roster spot. We will reconvene a little bit later. Stay tuned for the prediction for 49ers Bucks. I'll have that coming very, very soon. Take care.